All right, let's see. We are live here. I am no music today. Can't load it up. It's for some reason nothing's working right. Uh, we are broadcasting live another edition of the Press Box. I'm in the Lewistown Hospital. Yay! Well, Kenny, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing. How about how you doing? You getting feeling better?
I've
Starting to
been better, but it's been pretty hectic. So right here before we got online, um, I want to thank Joye Bender and Trent Hidlay for coming on. We're going to talk Wrangle in the Wild #4. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, excited to be here.
Thank you for having me.
Uh, you can both chime in. You're going to start. How was it getting this one ready? Still hectic, or are you getting used to the thing, getting ready to do it and what it takes?
Yeah, it was I don't know, this year honestly it came together pretty well for the most part. We still have a couple of things we're putting together, but I think, as the years go on, we have the foundation for it pretty set. So in terms of the things that we have to accomplish to get the show going, I think the things are kind of in place. It just takes some effort to, spend time and put the matchups together and get sponsors and just all the little details that we want to make sure that the event is good. Hayden can't be with us today. He's getting adjusted to his new job at Stanford, so he hasn't been able to do as much this year, but he's been pretty helpful just with some small things. So me and Joey have been grinding the past couple of weeks, and I know he can't be on too long tonight, but we're glad to have him on for a little bit. I'm sure he has some thoughts as well.
Yeah, at this point, I think we have the Wrangle down to a T. We all know our roles. Hayden, Trent, and I, we all kind of have our separate roles year in and year out. And this year's been smooth sailing. Like Trent said, there's still some things we're ironing out, but everything is on schedule to go down on August 3rd.
how much easier is it to get wrestlers for the Wrangle as it was from the beginning?
I think it's a little easier. It's pretty interesting. This year we had more people over the age of 35 want to do it and ask us if they could do it than probably combined in the first 3 years. So I think that, as the years have gone by and people have watched it or they've participated in it, they're like, oh, this is pretty cool. And I can do this, I may be hurting a little bit, but I can do 4 minutes, And I think that was always the goal, was just to get as many people involved as possible, because there's so many people that love wrestling from our area and the surrounding areas. And, when you're out of it for, 5+ years, there's always a little bit of an itch to get back into the sport. And so it's been really cool. I think this year we have a pretty fun card, with it being the Lewistown theme. We wanted to have some old Lewistown guys involved to get them some matches. And I think that'll be cool for the crowd there to see those Lewistown guys compete one more time.
Now, when you come up with your themes, do you guys just bat it around with each other? Like, what can we do different this year to make it special? Like the old Lewistown theme, and last year you had, I believe last year you had the different uniforms like Tish, Chief Logan, that stuff.
Yeah, it was actually Joey's idea last year, I think, was to do the Chief Logan theme. And because we were trying to come up with colors for the teams that we wanted to do. The first year we did red and green. The second year we did yellow and black. And Joey had the idea of doing like a Chief Logan theme, so we'd have green and white. And then that kind of turned into it being like the Chief Logan theme for the event, and we got to honor all those guys before the matches started, which was really, really cool. And now, as we want to keep doing this, we want to try to do it every year. It gave us some material to work with. We can do Lewistown theme this year. There's Indian Valley, there's Kish, there's Rothrock, all these schools in the area that we can kind of use. Not only to do, the colors, but also to honor all the people that used to wrestle in this county. So that's been really fun. And last year was super cool with the Chief Logan guys, and this year, we're trying to get as many Lewistown guys there as possible. We'll honor them before the duel starts, and obviously there's some Lewistown guys wrestling as well, so it's going to be super cool. Kind of like a reunion of some sort for those guys. So that'll be cool. I'm excited for that.
Awesome. So let's go into this a little bit and talk about the card. What are your thoughts on it compared to what you've done in the past?
Yeah, Joe, you got any matchups you're looking forward to?
Like Trent said earlier, we have some older guys this year. I think 6 total former Lewistown guys, so I'm looking forward to see them. Cross Tadero, looking for Hall of Fame status, first person to get 4 wins at the Wrangle. He'll be taking on Chris Stein. I think that'll be a good matchup. Kyle Miller's always electric versus Dion Holland, former Lewistown guy. Charlie Berger and Anthony Nolan, that's one that not really sure what to expect there. Nolan, again, former Lewistown guy, getting back on the mat. But I would say my favorite is Clint Milligan and Jacob Schultz. Schultz, he took last year off, but the year before that, he was a big entertainer. So I think that would be exciting. People will enjoy that one.
Yeah, I'll just add on a couple. The card is really impressive. I think you start looking at like some of the accolades of these guys. Like these were high level wrestlers, and guys that are still wrestling at a high level. We have 2 brother matchups, starting out with Hugh and Bennett Harmon on the youth card, and then Taylor and Casey Smith from Juniata. They're wrestling collegiately right now, so that'll be pretty cool. Like Joey said, a couple of Lewistown guys. We have another girls match this year, which we're pretty excited about, and Kylan Swineford from Mifflin County will be wrestling Zoe Williams, who's from the Midwest area. And I think the girls match is important because with how fastly women's wrestling is growing in this country, and I've seen it firsthand just being in the loop across the country. It's really exploding, and the level of women's wrestling is raising really quickly. So it's just really cool that Kylan is doing that in our area, and we wanted to really make sure to highlight that as much as we can. Like Joey said, big Cross Tadero going for his Hall of Fame status. He kind of, when I asked him first if he wanted to wrestle again, he's like, I don't know. I think I might be done. And I said, he's doing it every year. He's 3-0. I said, if you win 4 matches in Wrangle, if you go 4-0, if anyone wins 4 matches, they're going in the Hall of Fame. So I was like, you win this match, we're putting you in the Hall of Fame. I'll have an award for you and everything. He was pretty easy to convince then. But I think a couple of other matches, Adam Stout, old Lewistown wrestler versus Toby Yorks, who's probably our oldest competitor. That'll be pretty cool. Parker Kearns and Matt Sarbo is a really good match.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one.
Yeah, Parker, everybody obviously knows him. He just finished up a great career going to Citadel this summer. And Matt Sarbo, for those that don't know, he was a multi-time, state place winner for Altoona, and is wrestling at UPJ now. So that'll be a really high level match. The other match people may not know is Taylor Cahill and Tyler Barnes. Tyler Barnes was a teammate of mine at NC State. And just like last year, we had somebody from NC State on the team. Tyler Barnes got last in our fantasy league. So the last place person has to wrestle in Wrangle. But he was a really high level wrestler. I mean, he was a big recruit coming in for us. And Taylor Cahill actually does MMA right now. He just won a fight I think like 2 weeks ago. And he was a Division I wrestler at Clarion as well. So that's big. And then the main event, Matt Bonson against Cool Walters from Juniata, wrestled at Wilkes College. Bonson's one of my all-time favorites. Somebody I looked up to a lot growing up, and I know Hayden did too. So having him for the Lewistown themed card main event is awesome, and we're really excited to have him.
For people who can't get to the match, is there are you going to have a podcast or streaming somewhere?
A stream?
Yeah, we in the past couple of years we did a stream on Rockfin, and it was kind of a big headache. And there was like a subscription for it. So I think this year we're not going to do that, but I'm going to try to get it up on my YouTube channel, so it's free to watch. There probably won't be any commentary on it, just so we can kind of stay involved with the event a little bit more. But there will be a live stream, and it'll stay up there for people that want to watch those matches.
That's cool. Everything's still going to the wrestling club.
Yeah. All the proceeds are going to the high school wrestling team, the booster club. Man, I want to say last year Joey, do you remember how much we raised last year? It was
around 4,000.
Yeah, I think it was like between 4,000 or 5,000 that we got back to the school. I think since we started this, it's close to like $10,000 that we've been able to give back to the wrestling team. So it's just been really cool. We have a good amount of money raised just from sponsors. A lot of great sponsors, obviously. Smeltz and All Miller, Real Estate, or the Roof Raisers again this year, and Chesney Auctioneering, Hammer Time are our two main sponsors. But then we have 16 or 17 match sponsors as well, and it's been really cool. The county really comes up big for us. Gets us that money that we can put this event on good, and then obviously, like we said, all of that money and the ticket sales and donations, and we'll have some raffle stuff there. All of that gets back to the high school team. So, it's cool for us to put this on, but it's even a bonus that we get to send some money to the program. And I think when people know that it's an easy sell for them to show up and watch, because it's not the money coming to us, right? It's them showing up for the event is directly, it's correlated directly with going to the high school team. So that's pretty cool.
It seems like every year your the attendance and the fans that come by just keep growing. Last year it seemed like it was filling up most of the auditorium. How have you seen it?
Yeah, Joey, what do you think from year one? We kind of grown each year, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the first year we had it at Body and Soul, and I think that got the standing room only. And then since there, years 2 and 3, got to have it at the high school. And I think it's a steady attendance this year. Hoping to have a little bit more. I think the Lewistown theme is really drawing people in, and certain guys on the card are drawing a big crowd. People want to come out and support them. And like Trent said earlier, we're going to honor some Lewistown guys before the match. So we want to invite all of them and their families out and just make it a fun night. Like I said, hopefully this will be the biggest one yet. I wouldn't be surprised just from seeing the effect from our social media posts and what people are saying. I wouldn't be surprised at all if this was the biggest Wrangle yet.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I was talking with Joey the other day. It's kind of a scary event to put on because you really have no idea like if people are going to show up, and it's like there's always kind of the fear of has this kind of worn off, or are people really interested in it? Because it's really the only way we kind of get the word out is through social media. And I think right now as we get closer, we're trying to try to get into the paper, trying to get on the radio. Just to reach as many people in the community that we can. I do think, since we've done this, the word is out a little bit more. But I probably have a dream every week where I wake up in the middle of the night and there's like 50 people in the stands, and I'm like, oh man, we really. But I don't think that'll happen. And if it ever does, then it does, and we'll kind of move on. But I think the community likes the event. We love putting it on. It's something really fun for us, and I hope other people think the same. In terms of the Lewistown thing, like it doesn't matter if someone had 1 day of wrestling for Lewistown, if they wrestled 4 years, if they were a state champ. If you had any association with Lewistown wrestling, we want you there. We want to honor you and have you around old teammates, old coaches. So that's kind of the goal for this year, is just not try to like pick just a couple of people to honor. We want to honor everybody. So if you have any Lewistown experience, we want you there. If you need to reach out to us and let us know you're coming, just shoot us a message or whatever, and we'll have you come out into the mat and say your name, and it's cool. It's kind of a reunion for all those guys. So we want as many Lewistown people as possible.
Yeah, you could get a pretty good solid core to come out there on the 3rd. That would be really neat to see Lewistown. They had some great ones. It would be nice. It'd be nice. I don't know if he will, but it'd be nice if Kenny Weitzel would show up.
Yeah, I've been in contact with Kenny. He's really excited. He's going to be there.
Is he?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. I've talked with Kenny. He's excited, and some of the big names. Colton Spade, both Mike Robinson Sr. and Chubb Mike Robinson Jr. are going to be there. Matt Bonson obviously will be wrestling.
Yeah.
Coach Dale Sear will be there. Who else? Justin Hauer, who was a couple-time district champ.
Yeah.
Mike DePellegrini was a district champ the one year. And even some of the older guys I'm trying to reach. So it'll be cool. I think we've been kind of reaching out to those guys specifically. But now we can kind of open it up to all Lewistown guys. So we kind of have the top guys there, but we also want anybody with experience. So I think it'll be really cool. Kenny Weitzel has done so much for this county, the standpoint of wrestling, and was such a huge piece of my brother and I growing up, and so many other kids that when you walked into that Lewistown High School, when you saw his picture up on the wall, it was like he was larger than life. And just to have him there and honor him, and to have him around for the event will be super special. I know he means a lot to us and everybody else in the county too. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be cool. You got a lot of good names coming. And I believe, didn't he coach you with guys in elementary?
Yeah, he did some coaching with us, and my dad would take us and some other kids into the high school room, and he would show us all his stuff. That's kind of where Hayden and I got pretty comfortable in the over under position. So I think I have a lot to owe to Kenny. And him and Coach Dale Sear was our elementary coach as well. So he played a big role with Coach Sear and working together with him.
So Joey, when you guys planned this out 5 years ago, is this where you expected it, that it was going to be right now when you coming up on Wrangle 4?
Yeah, I think so. That first year set the tone. We got a good gauge on the event, and people were interested. Came back year 2, same thing, and it continues to grow and get better. And each year we like to try to do a little bit more with the event. Like last year, we adding the themes and things like that, and honoring the wrestlers. So just year in, year out, improving the event, and like Trent said earlier, we'll keep it going. And it's for a good cause, and we'll keep it going until it dies. So it's exactly where I expected it to be honest with you.
Yeah, the funny thing about this is when we originally first thought about this was over that COVID summer, and the original plan was to do it outside and kind of have a couple of matches. And it was kind of start off as a joke. And the next thing you know, we're putting this thing together, and doing it outside kind of didn't make sense with just the time that we had. But who knows, maybe in the future we could kind of have a little bit of a spin-off and have a true Wrangle in the wild. But for right now, it's a good system running. And I think this year is, like Joey said, this will probably be our best one yet. But you never know. It's really just about it's fun, right? It doesn't need to be the most elite matchups. We just want these guys having fun, enjoying the sport, enjoying being around each other. Some of these guys were teammates that may not see each other all the time. This is just a really cool way for those guys to connect, and for Mifflin County to have a good night of wrestling and fellowship.
There's a lot of competitive matches. I think last year you guys had real close matchup. Just talk about the once they're friends off the mat, but once they get on the mat, they seem very bound and determined. There's no drop in talent when you guys have those guys come out on the mat. Just your thoughts on the competitive part of it too.
Yeah, I think being a wrestler is being that stays with you your whole life. It doesn't matter if you take 10 years off the mat. When you step in and you get those nerves when you're walking out into a wrestling mat, that experience is kind of instilled in you from a young age. And when it's go time, it's go time. And I think these guys really enjoy that about, they may be really, really sore. They may not feel great after, but that rush of, I'm here by myself. I'm competing against somebody that wants the same thing for me. It's truly it's a very unique thing in sports, and wrestling is one of the very few sports that can offer that. So I think that's the biggest thing is like these guys get out there and they probably didn't ever think they could experience that again. A lot of these guys didn't have opportunities to wrestle past high school, and here they are in the Mifflin County gym, which they didn't get to wrestle in. Most of these guys. And they get to experience that feeling again. They get to experience being a competitor again, which is just a really cool opportunity.
Yeah, that's a good point. Giving these guys a chance to be in that gym, which they would, a lot of them aren't, and just the different themes that you guys come up with. How do you see? And this is a question for both of you. How do you see the Wrangle evolving in the future?
I don't think it's an event that will or necessarily needs to get much bigger or anything much different happen. I think the way that it is pretty good. Obviously, do we want to sell out the Mifflin County home gym? Like, yeah, we want to have a ton of people there. But it's such a unique event for this county. And if you think about it, like there's nobody else, no other, school district or area in the country really has something like this.
No.
So it's like, this is just really cool to keep going. And, every time I come home, people will come up to me and be like, I can't wait for the Wrangle this year. Are you guys doing it? So it's like, yeah, the people here love this event. And I don't think a whole lot needs to change. Just keep trying to cycle in new guys to get matches and, people that enjoy doing it. If they want to wrestle again, yeah, we'll keep having them on, try to get them new matchups. As we get further in, like we'll be able to get more people that had wrestled for Mifflin County that are a little younger. But always looking for those older guys too. I think that those are my favorite matches. The guys that, wrestled for Lewistown or Indian Valley and they may not have laced the shoes, or maybe they like help coach somewhere and they're like, man, I want to give it a try. Like those matches get me really excited. But I think because this is such an event for our county, it's like let's just keep it going. I mean, obviously, like Joey says, we want to keep making it better and tweak some things to make it more efficient and raise as much money as we can. But it's a fun event. I think people like it, and it's Mifflin County's own.
Yeah, to go off that, it's just a fun event for a good cause again, and I think maybe just minor tweaks. We can get more creative each year with some little things. For example, the theme, maybe build off that in years to come. But just we can get creative. But at the end of the day, it's a fun event for a good cause. Get some guys that haven't wrestled in years get back on the mat. And going back on your last question, some of these matches when we're splitting up the teams, like we have no idea what to expect. It's been years since they wrestled, and we're setting up the teams, and they end up being competitive matches. I mean, we've had overtime matches, and guys, I would say upsets years prior, and I'm sure we'll have that again this year.
Your main event is Bonson, right? I mean, he's the last guy to go. And
Yeah.
Cole Walters. You want to talk him and Cole Walters? You want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah. So coming up with we definitely wanted a Lewistown guy for the main event. I think that made the most sense. And we wanted one of the legendary guys. And Matt Bonson, when you talk about Lewistown wrestling, you think Matt Bonson. Multiple time state place winner, Division I wrestler for UVA and Lock Haven, national qualifier, and growing up, when I was going to those Lewistown matches and running around the gym and wrestling with my brother and going to the concession stand and burning all my parents' monies, I always made sure I was in the gym for Matt Bonson. All right, so he was a huge role model for me. And when he wrestled 2 years ago and he had just a crazy match with Kyler Everly in a
I
big
remember that. Yeah.
overtime, and I was kind of shocked, watching. I was like, dude, this is just so cool. Here's someone I looked up to all the time wrestling in a charity event for the hometown, who everybody loves. It was just really cool. So when I knew I wanted to ask him again this year. He may be a little more hesitant after knowing how he felt after that match. We'll make you the main event. I'll get someone that's not fresh out of high school. And let's get this done. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. So and it being the Lewistown theme, it just made the most sense. And Cool Walters is 1-0 in Wrangle too. So both of these guys have experience in Wrangle. Cool Walters beat Jacob Schultz in the inaugural Wrangle at Body and Soul in a really tight match. And he has college wrestling experience at Wilkes, and he had a good career at Juniata. So, they weigh right around the same, and it was just perfect. Let's get Walters in. Let's give him another opportunity to wrestle in Wrangle. And, most importantly, we got someone for Bonson with the main event. So I can't be more excited about it. I think it'll be a great match. And one of these guys will move the 2-0. 2 away from Hall of Fame status, whoever wins.
Gotta love it. Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Joey, what are your thoughts on the main event?
Kind of going off Trent. They're both 1-0. Cool Walters with a big win over Jacob Schultz, former Lewistown guy. Who knows if Jake Schultz wins that match? Maybe he's the main event. We don't know. Cool Walters won, so got him the main event against Matt Bonson, and I have no idea what to expect. August 3rd, we'll find out. I'm excited for that one.
I hope Bonson breaks out an old Lewistown singlet. I've been seeing some guys send me pictures of the old ones. I hope they're able to find those and fit into them.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if they could fit into them.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, Kyle Miller can still fit into his Indian Valley singlet, so we'll see if he's going to rep that again. We'll have a old Indian Valley Lewistown match.
That's our only IV Lewistown match, I think.
Yeah.
Dion Holland wrestled for Lewistown. He had a good career, and Kyle Miller, same thing. So that's pretty sweet. I didn't really think about that at first. We need both those guys to wear the high school singlets.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, it would. You and I, Trent, texted each other, talked about how love to see brothers go at it.
Yep.
And you got 2 sets of brothers going at it in the youth, and then, as you said, the Smiths. I don't know. What do you think? Why do you think the reason that's so appealing for people? I love it. Seeing 2 brothers hammer at each other.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. There's something about wrestling your brother that's kind of makes you feel uneasy, but it also you're so competitive at the same time. It's almost like you don't want to win because you don't want to see them lose, but you also, there's no way you're losing. There's a competitiveness that goes with brothers that's second to none. And Taylor Smith wrestled in it last year. He had a blast. He had a win. And I reached out to him. I was like, hey, do you want to wrestle? He's like, yeah, my brother was actually thinking about wrestling. I was like, well, let's have you guys wrestle each other. He's like, oh yeah, let's do it. Yeah, there's some brotherly rivalry on the line. And then, I'm excited. Hugh Harmon and Bennett Harmon, they're going to lead us off with the youth event. And I was talking with their dad a little bit, and he's like, these guys are so excited. They think it may be a little WWE setup. So I don't know what they're going to get out of those 2. the youth card is super important. We have 4 really good youth matches. All local kids coming up through the Mifflin County Elementary program. So that's always a big deal for us to get those guys matches. But yeah, the brother thing is awesome. When me and Hayden wrestled in that first Wrangle, honestly, it was a good move on our end because every time we go somewhere, every time we do a camp, that's always the question: who wins? Who's better, you or your brother? I was like, well, I got the last one. He may have the first 500, but I did get the last.
Yeah. See, the thing is you got bigger.
Yeah.
Much bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. I got bigger, but even in college, I had a ton of weight on Hayden, and he still found ways to beat me. So that's just how it is against an older brother. They always know how to get you. So I don't know. I think the Smith brothers match will be really cool. Hopefully some people from Juniata get to come in and watch them, and Cool Walters and Toby Yorks, I believe, wrestled for East Juniata. So we got a little bit of Juniata flair in there, which would be cool, kind of bring in some different eyes.
How do you feel this is on the community, the younger kids? Do you think it's going to the Wrangle and the way it is and everybody having fun, that this will get kids out for wrestling who maybe are on the fence about it?
I hope so. I certainly hope so. It's been pretty cool. I've been able to do some clinics back home. Anytime I'm home, I reach out to Tony Osmond, and he always helps me get something set up. And one of the first things I always hear from the kids is, "Hey, when's Wrangle? Can I do a match in Wrangle?" So I think it's something
cool
that the kids certainly enjoy, and they may not even realize it, but like them getting to wrestle with some of those older guys, like they may not even realize it at the time, but it's like that's a really special thing. And not only that, but they get to experience wrestling in front of a big crowd in the Mifflin County home gym. That's only going to help them. Whether they win or lose, it's really not about that. Right? It's about experience. It's about having a good time. It's about having fun with wrestling. And if that inspires, 1 or 2 kids a year, hopefully it's 20, then we're definitely doing our job there.
Are you going to do, I'm just curious, the new high school rules?
We actually haven't thought about that. Joey, what do you think? Do you think we should do 3-point takedown?
Well, why not? We haven't talked about that. I don't know.
I was thinking about it a little bit the other day. We still do college out of bounds. I don't know. We'll have to think about that. That's a good question, Carson. What do you think? Think we should go 3-point takedown? I love it.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I think it's I thought the 3-point. I was hesitant when they decided to do this in college, but I think it made it more exciting. I don't know what you think about it, Trent, but I thought it was more exciting, the matches.
Yeah, I mean it rewards the guys that want to score points.
Yeah.
I was looking to get tech falls every match, and it made it way easier for me. And that's how it should be. Like you should get rewarded for scoring points, and I think it did that. So I think you saw some pretty big, pretty cool, exciting matches, but also really dramatic comebacks too. Like just because you're down by 6 points doesn't mean you're out of it, right? 2 takedowns and you're right back in it. So I think it was cool. I really enjoyed the 3-point takedown. It just made sense with the escape. I mean, freestyle does it right too with the 2 points and you come back up. Like with it kind of ends up evening itself out. So I think the 3-point takedown is cool. I'll have to talk with Hayden and see what he thinks, but I'd be down to implement that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That really would. The other thing I'd love to see is for college too, and I love the step out roll in freestyle. I love it. I love it. I remember when Dejan Casto, was that his name?
Yeah,
the kid from McDowell.
Yeah, he wrestled for McDowell and Erie Cathedral Prep a little bit.
Yeah, and how he wrestled the out of bounds line against you at regional so he wouldn't get killed. He just stayed. If you remember that match, he stayed at the edge.
Yeah,
And as soon as you'd shoot or try your underhook, he'd jump out. And I
right.
love that. I love that step out rule. I think it's great. I'd
Yeah.
like to see it in college and high school.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think you run into a little bit of a gray area with, if a guy gets out, he's right on the edge. Do you implement it there? Do you have a grounding like you do in freestyle? I don't know. I think a step out point makes sense, but it also you got to be careful at how you get it implemented. But I don't know. We'll see. I definitely the freestyle rule set I think is the best. And can you implement that over to folk style? Does that just make it freestyle? I don't know, but we'll see. Maybe I think we'll go with a 3-point takedown.
There you go.
Let's do
How
it.
much is it for fans to get in?
Just
The
$5 a ticket. So super affordable.
yep.
We've made we have pretty good money with sponsors, so I think we're in a good spot. And if we can get 600 people there, that would be amazing.
And that is, let's put this card up again.
Yep.
As soon as I click the thing right. Whoops.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. August 3rd, 5 o'clock, Mifflin County High School. Smelton Allmiller and I'm sorry, who was the other sponsor?
Don Chesney Auctioneering.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it since the beginning, right?
Yeah. After the first year, we've had both Chesney and Smelts. I think Smelts has been on there the whole time. So they've been awesome. They're super excited about it. They texted me right away and said they want to be involved again. So, they're a big reason why this event is able to be put on with their help financially, and they love the event, and we appreciate everything from them as well as our other sponsors. We're going to try to get them, highlight as much as we can on our social media and stuff, because, without them, we can't really do anything. So it's cool how much the sponsors and the community supports us.
How do you think, after you're coming up on 4 now, how do you think Wrangle has impacted the community?
I mean, I'll let Joey talk about it too, but I think it's just, really tying everybody together and enjoying a night of fun wrestling, right? There's really nothing on the line. It's totally for fun. All the money raised is for, a good cause for the high school team. And I think it gives something for people to be excited about at a time period where, there's really not a whole lot of sports going on at the end of July, early August. And it does come around a time of vacation stuff. So we kind of run into that a little bit, but what better time to do this than in the beginning of August? A lot of people are free, and I really do think that the people here, in Mifflin County have a lot of pride for it. It's only in its 4th year, but like I said, every time I come home, people are asking me about it. Who's wrestling? When is it? How can I support? And it's awesome. Like I said, this is such a unique event and such a unique thing that happens. Mifflin County is, and I said it before, we're the only place in the country that does something like this. There's some tournaments here or there that have older people wrestling in it, but there's nothing quite. No one's putting on 15 matches in their high school gym in the beginning of August, and it's just really cool. How people are excited about it and they like it, and I just love putting it on.
What are your thoughts, Joey?
I know a lot of people in Mifflin County don't think there's much to do. Well, August 3rd, we'll give you something. Wrangle 4. But yeah, it's just a fun event again, and it's a good cause. If you want to just come out and support, it's going to be a lot of fun matches, fun time. Just a couple hours in the evening, and provides a lot of excitement during a time where people might have some downtime and not have much else to do. So just come support. All the money goes back to Mifflin County, and it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, I think I might even have some. I might have a kind of a cool surprise as a raffle item this year too when we get there. I have a one of the guys on my team here, Kyle Rini. He's an artist, and I have him putting together kind of a cool poster type thing that I think people will be kind of interested in. So when I get that finalized, I'll get that out on social media, and we'll do kind of like a raffle for that. So that'll be cool.
Nice,
too.
Nice.
Yeah, a little piece of it'll kind of be like a little piece of Mifflin County wrestling history, I think.
Awesome.
That'll be cool.
And I'll probably have some other stuff there too, like maybe have like a singlet or something or some other prizes. And I don't know, it'll be cool. We're just gonna keep trying to put some new things together that'll keep people interested, and whether it's a raffle item or a prize or something, or the outstanding wrestler. We got some things in motion that'll keep making it exciting.
Is it a little bit more difficult though, getting this together with you guys all spread out in different places?
It is a little bit. And I think that we're so tightly connected with people in the county. Like, if I need something done and Joey's close, or I have a friend that's close, like I talk a lot with Coach Osmond, the elementary team, Tyler Bedleon, Colton Spade, Coach Martin, Coach Sear. All these people will help me put together matchups. They'll help me find sponsors. It's there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that's not just me, Joey, and Hayden. And Hayden's in California, but we have a problem. Hayden's always our go-to to kind of put something up that's pretty creative or smart, or I don't know. He's just got such a good mind for this stuff. So we work really well together. Joey does a lot of the he does all of the the creative artwork and graphics and everything for us, because if I had to do something like that, it'd be trouble. So we use our strengths, we put it together, and when I'm home, we connect, and it's just we got a lot of people in the community that are helping behind the scenes. We'll usually have 20 to 25 volunteers from all of our families that really work hard to help us put this on too. So it's not just us, but we got a lot of people in the background working too.
How long does it take? Let's say the Wrangle 4 is over. When do you get back started on the next one? How long does it usually take for the pre-planning?
We usually start in like May, I'd say, Trent. And from that point on, we have a group chat, me, Hayden, and Trent, and we're texting in that daily. Just thinking of what we can improve and getting everything in order. So I know at the beginning it's not as much, but once July comes, it's every night. We're the minds are running and we're shooting each other ideas, and from July to August, it's a grind, but it's something we like to do. It's not a burden. We love doing this, and we're going to continue to do it.
Yes, it's better than year one. We put it together, and I think we had like 25 days.
Yeah, July 4th, we're like, all right, we're doing it. And
that was really crazy. We have things a little more, I guess, organized now. It's still tough, but there's not nearly as much stress.
But I want to get your comment on this. The way the wrestling community in Mifflin County, just they're amazing, aren't they? I mean, the way everybody comes together, like you said, all you have to do is text people, willing to help, willing to do things, and even the school with Tish and those guys letting you use the gym. Yep. We are pretty lucky in Mifflin County with the kind of fans that we have.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you said it. It starts with it starts with our relationships with coaches and fans around the county, and I think wrestling has really deep roots in Mifflin County with a lot of great history, and it's something that me, Joey, and Hayden were fortunate to grow up in that community of wrestling, and it's just really special. It's special to be around.
I'll come back.
Cool.
Sophia.
And it's special to be around people that like this event. So it's really cool. Like I said, I can send a text to anybody, and they're excited to help me out and to help everybody out for the event. So yeah, Mifflin County Wrestling is it's definitely strong.
Speaking of Mifflin County community getting together wrestling, guess who just came into my hospital room? Sophia Underhill.
Oh wow!
Say hi, Sophia.
Hello.
Hey, so
Yeah, so they're everywhere.
I'll be back.
All right. So I just embarrassed her.
We've been trying to get Ike and Ross on the card for years.
Yeah, Ross is here too.
Oh yeah, we were just
perfect.
Works here.
We just saw those guys a couple of days ago.
I always tell Ross every time I see him, why didn't you wrestle?
I tried to convince him. Me and Joey tried.
He's the best to wrestle. He's the best backyard wrestler I guess I've ever seen. Just never can put it on the mat.
So what would please you on the third? How do you vision what would really thrill you about Wrangle 4 if it happens the way you want it?
Yeah, I think honestly, just for it to continue going how it has, I think if we can get anywhere from 450 to 600 people there, I think it looks good in the gym and makes it like a true event and really just want all the guys that are competing to have fun, stay safe, and have a good experience. The other things that make me happy is just being around people that I haven't seen for a while. Trying to put some things together for the raffle stuff, so those are cool. Obviously you want an event that has no hiccups, but the cool thing about this is it doesn't have to be perfect. We're not professionals. We don't need to have a world-class stream. We don't need to have 2,000 people there. We just want people to come and have a good time. That's the big thing. And we'll raise some money for the community, and it'll be a great time. So that's the goal.
Awesome. Kenny, you got anything? I'm hogging the mic again.
Yeah. Any predictions on who will come out? Chesney or Smelt?
Yeah, man, I don't know. I was just looking at the lineups. It's the way we kind of make the teams are we get all the matchups, and then we kind of alternate between like favorites, or at least what we think are favorites.
Yeah.
You got to realize how hard it is. Like, some of these people, a couple of these people may only have like 1 year wrestling experience. Some of them haven't wrestled in 10 plus years. So, you try picking a favorite in some of those matches. So, we try to kind of make the teams as even as possible. The first 2 years, Joey, I think that the team scores were pretty close. Last year, it might have been a little bit lopsided.
Yeah, that's what's crazy about this event. The team scores, I mean, it's a good duel. Like, other than last year, it kind of
there was a lot of pins last year. A lot of the youth matches were pins, so they're kind of wild cards.
Quick event last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know with the kids what's going to happen. Any concerns about Adam Stout having a heart attack?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I don't know. He was pretty excited about doing it again this year. I'll tell you the other cool thing is when you get these guys to wrestle in it the first time, they either say, "There's no way I can do that again," or they'll say, keep me in mind next year. I'm going to get some training in. I'm going to be in shape. I can't wait to do this again. And we usually get that response. So, a couple of these guys have been training pretty hard. I'll text them and say, "Hey, we got your match." They're like, "All right, I got to get in shape." So, this is something that they want to feel good for. And wrestling is a really hard sport to actually feel good in when you're doing it, regardless if you're in really good shape. I mean, I'm in really good shape and I'm exhausted one minute into a match. So, that's just how it is. But, like I said, there's a pride, there's a passion of getting to that feeling that's second to none. So we'll see who's in good shape come August 3rd.
Will you ever decide to do it again? to compete in it?
I'm always down. I love wrestling. What if we're at the event and someone gets hurt or something or can't show up, I'm in.
I know how competitive you are. I remember in the wrestling room once, I always joked around and told the guys, you're afraid to wrestle me as a joke. And I said that to Trent Kenny, and he looks at me and goes, "Let's go." And I knew he was serious. I knew he was serious, and I went, "Oh my God, I better shut up.
Hey,
I better shut up."
I'll take on anyone. If I need to hop in, you can bet I'll be in there.
I got to tell you something that's not Wrangle related, but it's about you. That I'm amazed at athletes who are so mentally strong as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when you lost to Jacob Young, state finals, Caleb Young, I'm sorry, sophomore year, you looked at me and said, "This is the worst feeling in the world. I am not going to lose another match." And I got to be honest, I went, "Okay, Trent, all right." And I wouldn't say it to you because you'd hurt me, but I was like, "Okay, Trent, geez, I'm talking out your ass. You went 81-0 the rest of the way and were never taken down."
Yeah.
And that's when I said, "Wow, mentally tough."
Yeah.
And wrestling does that to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, it's it'll there's nothing that when you're fully invested into it, when you're fully vulnerable of putting all of what you have into something, when you come up short, it's kind of it's a different kind of pain, and it either breaks you down or it drives you to do crazy things and say crazy things like I did, and I believed in it, and I still have that mindset with everything I do, and just ultra competitive. But a lot of that, all of what I do, how I train, it all ties back into this event somehow with the people that are in it, the coaches that we have in it, the people that support us and sponsor us. All of those people had such a big role in my development as an athlete, my experience in Mifflin County. So I think that's part of why I love coming back and doing it is, watching a guy like Matt Bonson that I wanted to be like. And, he probably doesn't even know the impact that he had on me, or, a guy like Matt Snyder that hopefully, we can get there, Colton Spade. Like those guys were superstars when I was 8, and I wanted to be like them. So to get to spend more time around them and to, kind of connect with them is really cool.
How cool is it now that kids want to be like you?
Yeah, I love it, and I try to get back as much as I can and do some clinics and just be a good role model for them. I think not even the wrestling stuff. I mean, the wrestling's important to me. Aside from what you do in the sport, it's all about being a good person, right? We want people to grow up through Mifflin County to become great people and great leaders. And if I can help point a kid in that direction to say they want to be like me, then that's what it's all about. And like I said, I certainly had people that I had to look up to for those type of things. So I hope that I can have an impact on these guys, and hopefully one day we have someone that's a 3-timer or a 4-timer and breaking all the records. That's what I really want to see.
Well, I know one thing. I miss your high school years. You were my favorite interview because of the things you said. I just loved it. My favorite quote of yours ever was, "I was put on this earth to take people down."
Oh, geez.
I was like, yes,
yeah,
that is awesome. I'm putting that in the paper.
Yeah, when you get a cocky kid at 17, they'll probably say that.
Oh, you proved it, man. So I got to ask one other Wrangle question. Your dad texted me
All right.
and told me you were like practicing around with Amin and Derringer. How was that?
Oh, it was great. Yeah,
I bet you that was intense because you and Derringer have had some great matches.
yeah, we sure did. I was out at Michigan last week for a couple of days of training, and those guys were Amin was getting ready to head out to the Olympics, so I was able to train with him and train with Deeringer, and they're just they're ultra competitive. They're really, really, really talented. I got to wrestle Deeringer twice, and I'm still recovering from those matches. He's just a legend of the sport. And I was just really, really fortunate to be able to compete against somebody like that. So to get to train with them was even cool, was even better, like get to know those guys a little bit, see how they train, see how they work is really cool.
What are your plans for now that the college career is over? I know you want to keep wrestling, but anything else on your plate?
Yeah, so right now, a couple weeks ago, I signed. Well, right at the beginning of June, I signed with the Wolfpack Regional Training Center to continue my freestyle senior level career. So I'll be staying in Raleigh, continuing to train, compete full time. I have the non-Olympic weight World Team Trials at 92 kilograms in September, so I'm going to be training for that, and hopefully make my first World Team. But probably after that, just keep training, keep competing, and try to make World and Olympic teams. So I get to kind of do what I love, just train and compete full time and get paid for it. So it's awesome.
Any coaching in your future?
Yeah, I think at some point in the future. I don't know when. I'd love to coach with Hayden at some point. But we'll see. Hayden's getting a lot of really good experience doing that right now, and when I finish up my career, I know I can always get into coaching. So
and I guarantee you, your brother is going to enjoy winters in Palo Alto much more than he did at South Dakota State.
Yeah, North Dakota State. Yeah,
North Dakota State.
Yeah, no, he's settling in. He's settling well. They got a really good team there, a great coaching staff with head coach Ayers, and man, he's just gonna grow a lot. I'm really excited to see his growth and his experience there.
So, give me just your final thoughts on Wrangle 4 coming up here.
Yeah, I guess final thoughts. Me and Joey and Hayden are super excited about it. Put a lot of hard work into it. And this is, we'll keep saying this is such a unique event for the community. I hope that, people are free that night, even if they only have a couple of minutes to show up and, pay to get in and, put in some money for the raffle or, share on social media. Like that stuff goes a really long way for us. And we want to try to get as many people there as possible. We want the competitors to stay safe and have a lot of fun. And it'd be cool just to be there to see people in the county that I have a great relationship with, and just enjoy the night of wrestling. It's usually takes like an hour and 45 minutes. It's relatively quick. We'll do the youth matches to start out. I think we have 4 or 5 undercard matches, and then the main card. Obviously, with it being the Lewistown theme, going to really try to make it Lewistown heavy. And I know, Indian Valley and Chief Logan people, it may make them feel a little, but we'll do the Indian Valley. We'll do Kish. We did Chief Logan last year. We want to make this a special night for those Lewistown graduates and try to have a little bit of a reunion for them. Invite all Lewistown people. If you guys have Lewistown friends and they're not doing anything, certainly shoot them the invite. We want it to be a ton of Lewistown people, a ton of Mifflin County people. Celebrate these guys, celebrate a good night of competitive wrestling, and hopefully in the end have a good chunk of change to send back to the high school.
Yeah, and it's only $5, and you got a great entertainment for a very low price, and you're helping the wrestling club. Yeah. Joey, what are your thoughts, your final thoughts on Wrangle 4?
I think it's going to be a fun event. Excited for August 3rd. Great matchups. The Lewistown theme, I think, is going to draw a lot of people. Come out and support. I think we'll probably open the doors around 4 p.m. like last year for everyone. And just one final thought before I get off here. We couldn't do it without all the sponsors, the 16-17 mat sponsors, the 2 team sponsors, Smelts and All Mill Real Estate, Chesney Auctioneering, all of the volunteers that help out. Like Trent said, we have 20 plus volunteers that the day of the event and even prior to the event can help us out. Gary Barger, he's been reffing the past few years. Shout out to him. He does a great job reffing the event, has fun with it. And then, the guest coaches, Tyler Betleon and Coach Kavanaugh, they've been a part of the event all 4 years, and they'll be back. So can't thank them enough for participating. And August 3rd, it's going to be a great time. I'm excited. It's real exciting for me. It's one of the best days of the year.
Awesome. Guys, Trent, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. I know you're busy. Joey, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime,
Thanks,
buddies. Anytime you want to come on, you just let me know.
Cool.
All right. That's going to do it. And go. Good entertainment, great wrestling. Wrangle in the Wild 4. That is September 3rd. You're saying doors will open at 4 o'clock at Mifflin County High School. The action gets underway at 5. Raffles. Lewistown alumni. Going to be a great night. Go check it out. You won't regret it. And once again, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, that's Trent Hidlay and Joye Bender, along with Hayden. They are the founders of the Wrangle in the Wild 4, and that will be coming up. It's going to be good time. Are you going to it, Kenny?
I am definitely penciled in to go. Yep, I will be there.
I'm going to try to get my butt there if things work out, but I don't know because, the situation I'm in right now. And, you know how it is, Kenny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So.
Always a good time there. Always a good time.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of my recent health problems, I have never been to it. Never watched the streams, but I've never been to it. And I would like to be able to.
It kind of has a throwback feel. To like the heyday, or I guess the heyday's still going on because wrestling's been so popular in this area. But I remember as a little kid, my dad used to take me, and the gyms were full. It was standing room only, and the excitement and the fun, like Trent and Joey said, is it's great. Even people who may not follow wrestling normally will have a good time and learn a lot too.
Absolutely. I agree. Do you have any shout outs? I know the high school season and all that's been done, but I don't know if you do or not.
Yeah, I've got one shout out. No need for the music this week, but my shout out goes to somebody who is on the injured list, but refused to let his problems affect his job, and is sitting in the hospital doing this podcast. So,
well, thank you.
That's unbelievable, man. My hat goes off to you. Hopefully, the stay will be quick, and we'll be able to do this. You can do it from your house, and you'll be back, and everything be normal again. And thoughts go out to you, my friend.
I appreciate it, buddy. I really do. Thank you. I enjoyed doing our show. I was determined, even if I was in here with Trent coming on, I was going to do it. So I thank you for the shout out.
It was a great show.
Yeah. So what's on your agenda before we get out of here? Anything coming up?
Well, I got the Wrangle on Saturday, or the Saturday. Oh, that's not that. It's August 3rd. Never mind. I'm thinking that we're at the end of July already. I'm one week ahead of myself.
We're getting there, but not yet.
I'm not used to having this much time off. Yeah, I don't have anything planned except spending time with family when I can, and getting to see my grandkids, and just enjoying the rest of the summer because it'll be before you know it. It'll be football season.
Awesome. Hey, nothing wrong with that. All right, my friend. Thank you, everybody, for listening in. That's going to wrap it up for the press box. Thank you once again to Joye Bender and Trent Hidlay for coming on, and we'll be back next week with another show. And we appreciate you hanging out with us. For my co-host Kenny Marner, I'm Brian Carson. Thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your week. See you, everybody.
Good night, everybody.